Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel today. My name is Nessa Jane and today I am so excited because we are creating this lovely spring/summer inspired look using the Riviera palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I am so excited that they came out with this palette. This is the perfect pop of color palette out there. I'm so happy that they strayed away from some of the other palettes that they're coming out with, which had a lot more neutrals. So I'm happy to see them finally dabbling into color because I think this is one of the only palettes that they have that really has a bunch of color to it. So it's really excited to dive into that today and create a very fun and spring summer look because spring is in the air and it is beautiful outside here in the North Dakota area. And then I'm also going to be talking to you guys about the Dewy setting spray from them as well. So before we jump into this tutorial, if you end up liking this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Also hit the bell to get notified of all my future videos. I upload videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now, without further ado, let's hop into this tutorial using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette. Okay guys, so we are going to get started in with the tutorial using the Riviera palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And for today's look, I kind of wanted to go against the grain because everybody, there goes the brush, because everybody is always playing around with like these pinks and purples. I kind of wanted to do a little bit something different and gravitate more towards the beautiful blue colors that are in this palette, like the blue and the yellow kind of. So we're just going to play around with that idea, and that's kind of what my focus is going to be in today's tutorial. So the first shade that I'm going to jump into is this beautiful muted pink color here called Coastline. Should do it this way. Right here, this is called Coastline, and I am taking a Luxie 205 blending brush. You guys know that this is my forever favorite blending brush. By the way, my eyes are already primed and set, so we're just going to hop in windshield wiper motions with Coastline and apply that in the crease. All right, you guys, so this is what the shade Coastline looks like applied. It is a very, very beautiful muted peach color, and I am a big fan of it. The next shade we are jumping into to deepen up the crease is this shade here called Cabana. It is just a lovely, lovely muted yellow shade. Kind of like almost like a mustard yellow. That's a good term for it. And I'm going in with a Luxie 231 small tapered blending, and we're just going to kind of add that in to the crease right here. And it's not really deepening up, it's just adding like another layer of color to kind of blend into that peach shade there. All right, so once we have Cabana applied, as you can tell, it kind of added that little mustard yellow pop that I wanted. It does kind of have like a weird undertone of brown in there, which I honestly don't mind. It added the kind of color that I wanted. The peach color is still showing through, so that's good. But it just added a little bit more dimension to my eyes, which is exactly what I wanted it to do. So overall, I'm not too bummed out about it. I think it still looks really, really good on the eyes. And plus it blended out really well. But now I'm going to be taking this Luxie 213 eye shading brush, and we are actually jumping into the white shade called Sails, because for the shimmers, I would really like them to pop. So I'm actually going to apply this all over the lid, just to add a little bit of color and ability for those shimmers to pop. So as you can tell, I'm only applying this on the lid. I'm not dragging it out or blending it anywhere. I just want like a good layer to help those shimmers pop. Now what you could totally do, you could totally do a cut crease and apply concealer and then powder that and add this white shade or the shimmers. You know, it's entirely up to you. I'm just playing around today, trying out different things, and we will see how this looks. So once we have that white shade applied, I really want to play around with the shade here called Mediterranean. It's this beautiful shimmery blue color. So I'm just going to try applying a layer. I'm going to kind of create a halo eye. I'm going to try applying a layer without it being wetted just to kind of see the payoff. Because I always like doing this extra step. And so far, it looks pretty good. But I definitely think that if you wet your brush, it's going to be a lot better. That is so stunning. I absolutely love this shade. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna kind of create almost like a halo eye, I think. I don't know. So I'm just going to apply this shade like halfway through the lid. Kind of like so. Because I really love the shade of this. You could totally just apply this shade alone, but today I just kind of want to play around with color and play around with the palette. So I'm going to dive into another shade after Mediterranean. But so far I am loving the color payoff of Mediterranean and just the shade in general. All right, once we have Mediterranean applied, I am jumping in to Inheritance, which is this stunning yellow gold shade, and we're going to apply that to the other half of the lid. I am also going to wet my brush with this, just because I think that they will function a lot better with a wet brush. Okay, so this is what the upper lid looks like with Inheritance applied, and now we're going to dive into the lower lash line, and we're basically going to mimic the same steps that we did from the upper lid to the lower lid. So we're going to jump into Coastline again, which is that peachy, muted peach shade there. And I'm just taking a pencil brush and applying that and dragging it down. All right, and I'm not going to put Cabana down there. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to jump into this Luxie 131 mini angled brush, and I'm going to go into Mediterranean, and I'm going to mimic where I put that blue shade, but just place it on the bottom, on the lower lash line. All right, and then I'm just going to jump into this brush by Elmar Cosmetics, and I'm going to use this brush to drag Inheritance into the inner corner and then move it downwards as well onto the lower lash line. So we're just going to be popping it right there in the inner corner. And then we're also going to be using it to drag to meet up with that blue shade on the lower lash line. All right, you guys, so this is what the final eye look looks like without liner and all of that good stuff. I am going to apply eyeliner, mascara, false lashes, all of the good stuff, do my lips, come back and tell you guys my final thought. But before I do that, I almost forgot. There was also this Dewy Finish Makeup Setting Spray, and I actually like to apply my setting sprays prior to even applying mascara and stuff, because it can kind of sometimes wet the mascara. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this bad boy here because I was really intrigued by it. It just looked very beautiful. It almost kind of has the same top as like the MAC Fix Plus does. And so I always like to just pump out, there we go. Pump out the mister, and we are going to apply this. Ooh, it smells amazing. Right, you guys, the smell of this is incredible, but not too harsh. You know how sometimes you have a setting spray and you're like, oh, that smell, and like you almost inhale it? You do not inhale it. Like, I mean, it's so subtle. It is so nice. I absolutely love it. And I didn't see that it put any like big water droplets, and I am wearing a more matte foundation today, so I do feel like it kind of did bring that dewiness back to the skin. It's almost kind of like the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist. I don't think it's as good as the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist, but overall I do think that it smells great and it applied like a dream. So now, without further ado, I'm gonna go do my lashes and all of that fun stuff, and I will be back to tell you guys my final thoughts. All right, you guys, so that concludes today's video of the tutorial using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette, and then also the review of the Dewy Set setting spray that Anastasia Beverly Hills also came out with. Overall, I do really love this palette. Now, this is not a palette for somebody who wants a very simple look every single day, obviously. There is a ton of color in here. So if you want something that's going to inspire you to create colorful looks, then I highly recommend it. I'm a big fan of Anastasia Beverly Hills formula, and I think they did a fantastic job in this palette, totally bringing out the spring and summer vibes for sure. Now there are a few colors that you could use for every day, like there's palm and even coastline or yacht. You know, there are those few colors in there, but really it's a very bright palette. And I think you should totally go for something more like the Soft Glam palette if you're looking for something to wear every day. But overall, I love it. It totally inspired me, and I love how this look turned out. It's super bright, bold, and fun, which screams summer and spring to me. So I'm in love with it. I had a great time. There was fallout, but there is fallout in Anastasia Beverly Hills Shadow. There just is. But they apply very beautifully. So overall, I mean, this is just a seamless look. So I love this palette. I highly recommend it. But if you have something else in your collection with the same kind of colors, you don't really need it. But I know I don't have a lot of palettes with beautiful colors in them, so I am going to be playing around with this a lot more and really enjoying this palette. And now as for the Dewy Set Mist, this one works really well. I definitely don't think it's as good as the Tatcha one, and the packaging is nice. The holding this down is kind of hard, you know, like right at that area. But again, I didn't feel a lot big water droplets. I do like the protector here, so that way if you're traveling or something, then it won't spread all over the place. So I do enjoy that about it. And the mist is really nice on it as well. Nothing beats the Morphe setting mist in my opinion, but for the summer, this is a very good setting spray to use in my opinion. So those are my final thoughts. Again, I do hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye!